Welcome back to the ERS podcast, where we are now past round 5, going into round 6. It is mid-season. That is going to be very interesting as driver lineups love to change around the mid-season because contracts are half-priced. Going into the Canadian Grand Prix, there's lots of drama and lots of tea, especially as McLaren has now taken P3 in the constructors. And it is rumored that Mercedes thinks that they have no more shot at winning it, even though mathematically they are still in the fight. I am joined today by Ash Q and our newest member of the podcast, Botplane. Welcome in, everyone.
Thank you. For amazing GPs.
Top 4. So,
That's what I said.
VCAR falls to P4 without Unk. Do you think that after Canada they will fall harder? Obviously, Deadpool says he is good at Canada, and we've seen that he is. But do we think VCarb without their backbone is going to start to fall?
See, I guess looking at the stats for Unk over here, we love Sparkles, and we already know that he's almost the backbone in any team that he's in. Without him, I don't know if they will be good in Canada, or as well, or score as many points as they could have. Sparkles is kind of carrying the V-Carb on his back right now. So it would be very interesting to see if Deadpool can actually pull his weight in this next Grand Prix.
Yeah. Okay. So let me spit my facts out. Okay, so you have Unk. Okay, I mean, let's be honest. He's like a top, I don't know, like 7 like driver, like possibly like top 5. Okay, this man is absolutely carrying VCarb on his back right now, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like Deadpool, he's been all right. He hasn't like, I mean, like, dude, like he's just like that mid driver that like every like mid team has. Right? But Sarkos, he's an amazing driver. He can help you compete for a World Constructors if you have a good first driver. That is the thing. And so, I'm not gonna lie, I don't. It's just like, I do. Like, I don't see like V carb like going up as long as Circles is not racing. They need Circles to come back. He is their LeBron James. They need him to win the finals. And if they don't have him, they're getting swept by Golden State. It's just how it goes.
I'm gonna say that I I think they're gonna basically I think they're gonna get 0 points. I think they're gonna get like a P16 and a P12 or whatever. I think they're gonna be trying to survive to fight for fourth throughout the rest of the season. I don't think they get top 3. I think that's gone. That ship has sailed. Now I think the battles was the Red Bull. So I think without Sarkles, it's not really a team currently right now. I mean, you got what? You got a rookie and an F2 driver that couldn't quite make it in F1, so to be debunked to F2. I don't see how that grid competes or that team competes with the current grid we have in ERS. So I think VCarb is really going to start to struggle, and all eyes are going to be on Cade and what he does with the team moving forward.
Yeah, obviously, not a great position for VCarb. Can't get too mad at him. Obviously, coming off of P10, right? Being back of the back, having 100 mil to start off. Um, the fact that they were top 3 and they're fighting for the vicinity is honestly not too bad for them. Um, One thing I want to bring up, Aston Martin, back of the back going into Canada. This is a make or break race for Aiden. He was P10 with VCarb last year. He is now P10 with Aston this year. Do we think that this race determines if Aiden has the seat next year? Or is that ship already gone?
I believe firmly that ship is gone. I believe Aiden will most likely lose his seat. He has not been here very often. I don't think his drivers are motivated. I don't even think he's motivated to stay as a team principal as it stands right now. It is just looking literally dull for Aston right here. It's insane. They only have a single point going into the next the next race. It is insanity. And if I were to say it right now, I don't think that even if they were to win every single race going onwards, I just don't see it. I don't see them making up any points. I think it is the end of the road for this new team principal.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
I-
agree with you on this. Yeah, bro, ball play, shut your fucking bitch ass up and sit in your front corner with
Yeah.
little fist bumps in the air, okay? Anyways, we can cut that part out because I'm the most respectful guy in the ERS. I would never say such a thing to ball play. Anyways,
Not getting cut
I
out,
have
bro.
to completely agree with. Yeah, bro, you better cut it. Anyways, I completely agree with Q on this one. I mean, especially as a guy that fires the TPs. I think me saying this is kind of tells you what's gonna happen. But he's not active. His team has 1 point, and it's historically, if you are P10, you're pretty much almost guaranteed to be fired. If you're anywhere in the bottom three, you're really under threat, and you possibly could all be fired. So I think 1 point not being active and hiring 2 veterans, one retiring, the other one barely practicing, and I don't know what the hell's going on with Nugs. I don't see how he continues. I think he's gonna get fired around 7. I think after round 7 is probably when it'll be it for Aiden at Aston.
All I'm saying is imagine just struggling so hard as a team that your driver goes to be in another team's TP and then starts doing better than your team. That has got to be rough for Aston Martin.
It is. It's very interesting. And personally, bro, I don't think Aiden. I mean, like, dog, this kid has 1 point. He's barely on, and I know, and like, she's like, dog, what are you doing? Just retire already. Like, you're a bum. Okay, you have 1 point. You're not active. Your drivers aren't motivated, and you are last place, bro. If you're last place in the constructors and you have 1 point, bro, yeah, bye. Just leave. We don't want you anymore. That's just like, good tell you, bro. Just bye. Shoot. Don't want you. It. Don't want you on the grid. Don't want you on the ERS platform. You just gotta go. You're
Yeah.
just-
Eden, if you're watching this, use this as motivation, bro. But
Yeah, bro,
Yes.
don't take it. Don't let ball playing bully you.
Okay, so everybody, I got a question for all of you, and it is about another TP who has been struggling a lot this season, and that is B-Rat. I mean, dog. Let's talk about it, bro. He was top 2, 3 for like I don't know, like 2 seasons in a row, right? He was one of the most greatest TPs of all time, and now he's down in P, I think 8, or wait, no, like I really don't know like where he's at right now. But bro, he's down
P5.
there 5, and dude, that's kind of low for B-Rad. And look, personally, I think he's a great TP. He's amazing. But this season, his team has been too, like, dude, like, I don't know, like, the pieces, they have been fitting together, bro. First of all, you have Chase. He is a great point scorer. He will get you points, and he's just amazing. And, dude, he's had some personal issues, and he just can't race like that anymore. He's not, he's not, like, showing up for the races. And dude, and then you have Burt. He is supposed to be a top what 3 driver in ERS, maybe possibly 5. And dude, he's not. He's just not performing. He's just not. He's not getting those points that Red Bull need. And then now you have this random named Izzy trying to come in and save the day for Red Bull, and it's just not working. She's slow. The only girl driver on the grid. Makes sense that she's slow. But I mean, dude, what is happening with B-Rad? And I mean, like, bro, like, can you turn it around?
he's a great TP.
Speaking,
He's
bro, we all went to talk. Holy shit.
I know, right? He's a good TP. We've seen him. He doesn't know what it's like not to be P2. I think it's definitely going to be a humbling moment for him because I don't think he's going to be P2 at the end of the season, but I think it's something that he will realize he needs to turn around. And honestly, what I'm almost wondering is just like Bert, do we think this is going to be a wake up call for Bert, or is Bert going to stay loyal to B-Rad as long as he's at Red Bull?
Speaking of the never been outside his P2 and this could be a humbling moment, I think that's the reason why he's struggling. I think, look, he has a good solid driver one he's had pretty much his entire career, right? And actually, I think he's had him his entire career. And then on top of that, he always had a solid driver too, and never had to worry about anything. But now that he doesn't have the solid driver two anymore, he just has a driver one. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't realize he needs to scale out certain drivers, try to motivate, or obviously enter contract negotiations with others. And he's kind of just chilling, doing his own little thing, and letting his team lose so many points every single weekend. So I think it's because he doesn't know what it's like to get to the top, because he started at the top. And so I think this is actually good for him, and he's definitely not going to finish on the podium this season. Q?
I would like to
I
agree
think
with Ash. It's time. Yeah, I agree. I think coming off last season, he did have a very good opportunity. He was up there all my times as a new TP being in ERS. B-Rad has been talked about as highly as anyone else besides Casey and Ash. But I mean, if we're really thinking about it, coming in, he was also a good rookie TP, and finally falling from that grace might actually make him more motivated and or either demotivate him. And I'm curious to see where Red Bull will go, because talking to B-Rad, he is just not confident whatsoever. And being in a place that he was in just a couple seasons ago, it does worry me to see where Red Bull is going to finally end this season. Do I think they will end on the podium? No. I think they will probably be 4, 5, or 6.
Yeah, and it's a whole mental game, truly. So it's just gonna be how he handles that going into next season and if he can turn it around. Because one bad season definitely isn't a problem, but if you turn it into 2, 3, 4 bad seasons, then that's where it starts to just really get at you.
Yeah, and talking about it's just one bad season. I think this is it. I know I'm the rumor guy and I like to start shit, but like actually, I think he's the Daniel Ricciardo, which is kind of funny because Daniel was at Red Bull. I think he's the Daniel Ricciardo of the league. I think he had what it took to finally challenge Ferrari, couldn't quite do it, and that's it. I think this season is going to be tumbling down the hill. Bert's probably going to leave if he doesn't. I don't know who the hell would pair up with him, and I don't see B-Rad ever going on the podium again. I think he's going to start tumbling down a hill. He's not motivated. You see all the championship TPs or drivers, they're all motivated. They're full of motivation and discipline. I don't see that coming from B-Rad. Therefore, I don't see it coming from his team. I think the days of second place are over. 3 in a row, amazing. But I think he's going to slowly start leaving the GOAT conversation.
Well said. Well said.
It is time for everybody's second favorite segment on the ERS podcast. Q, it is time for your big brain question.
My big brain question this week is going to be going into Canada. We already know about our drivers and how well they perform there. I think, personally, do we think there will be more than one safety car here at Canada? We do know that Canada is a pretty close track, the Wall of Champions. Will there be more than one safety car, or will there be more red flags shown this way, this race?
I think there's going to be 2 safety cars. I can't say anything because I'm the weatherman as well. Haven't done the wheel yet, so I'm allowed to say whatever the hell I want. There is a 95% chance of rain in Canada. That wheel is going to have like 60% chance. It's going to rain in multiple sessions, most likely. It's going to be quite chaotic. It's going to be a lot of rain, close walls, like you said. Red's probably teleporting up and down the track. I think there's going to be 2 safety cars. I think there's going to be an early one. That's going to dictate a lot of strategies. And then in a late one with somebody just bidding it into the Wall of Champions. What about you, Bob? What do you think?
All right. So, like, if it rains in Canada, we're all cooked. Like, bro, like, if it rains in Canada, I'm gonna say at least 3. Like, there's no way there's not gonna be more than 3, bro. Because dude, like you said, it's so tight and close, like corners. Well, champ, like, bro, all that y'all said, and it's raining. Like, bro, I know I would just like drive it to the wall on purpose because I don't want to sit through that. It would be absolute chaos for all the drivers on the grid. And like you said, I don't want to diss on my driver, but if Rez starts to lag, that's just going to add another thing on top of what the drivers have to avoid in that very close, tightly circuit. And it's just, bro. It just depends if it rains. That's really it, bro. Like if it rains, then I wish all the drivers good luck.
Yeah, I think if it rains, I think it's over. Rez, obviously, if he does have said Ethernet, might look a little better for him. But, Canada, it'll be interesting to see from the controller players. Um, one thing I do want to bring up, Canada, if you're on wheel, you'll be fine. If you're on controller, bro, you're gonna be in an absolute struggle. Not sure how Plumpy's gonna be looking, but it is just so hard to keep it consistent. You can quali in Canada on a controller, but like when it comes to the race, all the tight turns, especially in the wet, it'll just be one that it'll be rough for a lot of drivers. And it'll be interesting to just watch. I say there's 3 safety cars.
Agreed. Now, on top of Rez, I have heard from sources that Rez does not like the rain. Bot plane, how do we feel about Canada possibly being a, um, you know, a wet race and Rez not liking the rain, one of your number one drivers?
I think nothing of it. I think it doesn't matter what he thinks. I think that even though he hates the rain, he's still going to get a high position. I think that the only two drivers we have to worry about in the rain are MC and Burt, because for some reason they're just godly in the rain. They don't know when to stop their car and just hit a wall. They just keep going for some reason in the rain. And it's insane because they're both very talented drivers. But I think I don't care what they say. Oh, wait, bro. Oh my gosh, I'm so bad at the rain. I'm going to crash. You're not going to crash. You're going to get points, and that's all we need right now. So stop thinking badly about yourself. Get your stuff together, and we're going to go get points.
Well said by Bob Plan. I also think MC and Burt are somebody to look out for. I think they're going to be amazing. I think they're going to be fast. I think Burt's going to really challenge for a win here today. And I think because Q is taking jabs at McLaren. What about Mercedes and Damien? Damien has been seen as, I'm just going to say it, Damien's my boy, but probably historically the worst rain driver ERS has ever seen.
God,
He gets
yes.
put on pole in the dry. It starts to rain. He's not finishing the points. I think he's finished a couple rain races in the points, and that was when ERS, didn't have too many drivers.
He'll take his
Some
teammate with him.
quotations happened. So
Find my racing new by
can't
praying to
wait
God.
against Canada, knowing that Damien's going to be really struggling to keep it on the track.
I guess bot lane had I got taking the words out of my mouth. I think that Damien thinks he'll be bad, and while historically he has been very demotivated and very slow in the rain, I think with this new idea of having the help that he needs, he'll get through the rain just fine. Whether or not we finish in the points is really up to how the race goes and what works in our favor, what doesn't. But I firmly believe that Damien has what it takes to get points. Will he be podium? I don't always count on my drivers to have to get podium, but I think he will be up there. I won't say he's on a podium, obviously, but I think he'll definitely be in the points. Maybe top 6, top 5. I think he will be able to do it. I think he just needs the backing to do so.
Yeah, if I'm a racing noob, I'm shivering in my boots. Obviously, Damien in the rain, not a great thing. Good thing it's not Mexico, right? If it was a North American track, I'd be even more scared. But, I just think in the rain, he has a history of not only crashing, but the whole team just likes to crash and burn as he takes his teammate down with him. I know from experience with Damien, I just don't see him not absolutely just not succeeding in the rain.
So what Q was bringing up a second ago was the expectation of Damien on his podiums and how it's not necessarily expected. She just, if everything goes right, he definitely has the skill to do so. Do we think, because there's two different things here. We got two guys, two TPs, two teams fighting for the championship, and two of them are completely different. One, if they don't get the win, it is a bad race. Ferrari needs to be in P1. If they get P1 and P2, it's not even too exciting. It's just almost mandatory. It's almost required. It's almost expected. But then you got Mercedes. If they just get one guy on the podium, it's an amazing race. It's good. It's whatever. Do you think one mindset's healthier than the other? Do you think they both cancel each other out? How would you guys TP your team if you're in one of their two shoes?
Okay, that is a very interesting question. And all right, first we'll start with Ferrari. So let's say I was in Captain Ash's shoes, okay? I would tell my drivers, look, I don't care what you do what you always do. Because, I mean, they're the greatest of all time. They're gonna get up there and they're gonna compete for wins. But since rain is in the equation, it always adds that extra little spice and difficulty into every race you do, and it makes you mad and you just want to die. But it's fine because you're Captain Ash. Captain Ash, aka me, as of right now, because I'm in your boots, I would have no worries because I'm on the best team to ever exist in ERS. So I would have no worries. I would just take the race as a normal race. Now, if I'm in Q's boots, this is where it gets interesting because Merc, y'all are in desperate need of a win, and since there's almost a like 60% chance of rain in like every like sector or like whatever you call it, right? Right? it's going to be very interesting because one, you have Damien, of course, he's not that good in the rain, and you have iRacing Noob, who has publicly said he doesn't like rain, right? And it's going to be tough because y'all need good points and y'all need these podiums and you need a win to try to catch Ferrari, who is in the full control of the driver's seat right now. And then Merkish is sitting in the back seat and they are trying to get up into that front seat and they are trying to get back into this fight. But it's going to be tough with this rain, with both of their drivers not really being good at rain. But back to what I was saying, let's just say that I was in Q's boots. I would be giving my drivers the most motivation of all time. I would be giving them speeches of how I know that you may not be good in the rain, and I understand that. But this could be the deciding point for if we can fight for this championship. And so y'all need to do the best you can. I don't care how bad you are at the rain. I don't care how much, dude, just anything. You just need to think as positive as you can, and you need to give the most motivation to your drivers as you can. And that's pretty much all you really can do. And you just need to support them, and you need to be there for them. And I know that I know that she is a good TP, and I know that she does that, but she's gonna have to go into overdrive. She is gonna have to. She is going to have to try her hardest to get a Damien and iRacing Noob to the peak of their happiness and motivation coming into this race if they want to have a shot at getting some good.
100%.
For taking up all our time.
Thank you. It is now time for everybody's favorite segment of the show. Now it is time for everybody's favorite segment, the ERS rumor mill, ran by Captain Ash. Ash, what is your rumor coming into Canada?
Okay, do you guys want the one about Plumpy or the one about Ferrari as a whole?
Give us Plumpy.
Both.
You guys want Plumpy? Okay, here's a rumor that's been going on for quite a while. Aiden is obviously most likely will be stepping down for TP unless he changes something. We're gonna have some TP changes. I'm not gonna tell you the other rumors, but other TPs are under a lot of threat as well. Either way, Plumpy might be forced to retire at the end of the season due to the fact that he is almost a lock on every driver's title he's ever participated in. And if he does, he could also be moving over to TP to try to take that constructors as a team principal. I got two questions. One, do you think the forced retirement is fair, or do you think it's actually still interesting if he continues to race? And two, if he does leave and become a TP, which team do you think he'll go to, and do you think he could win a constructors? Starting with ball plan, of course.
Yeah, it's always been okay. So I'm gonna start with number one. Do you think it's fair to force retired Plumpy? Personally, no, I don't think it's fair because I think that he should be able to race for as long as he wants to race. And I don't care. I don't care if he wins every single title. Bro, as of right now, we are having possibly one of the greatest world title battles of all time, which is once again going to be Rockstar and Plumpy. But Plumpy, as of right now, if he commits this comeback, he's basically solidified as the greatest of all time. But if he's able to fend off Plumpy, then that's a different story. And you could arguably say that Rockstar may be better than Plumpy. It doesn't matter about how many world championships they have. It matters about how they win those world championships and if it's with ease or if it's under pressure. Okay. So personally, I don't think it's fair. Okay. And then second question, what team would he take over? So of course you have Aiden. He's probably gonna get fired at the end of the season. Or Captain Ash said he was going to get fired round 7, possibly. So who knows when he's going to get fired, right? So that's a team could take over. I don't know what other teams could possibly lose their TPs. I don't think Alpine is for sure. I don't think they're losing their TP. I know that Mercedes and McLaren and probably Ferrari and VCarb are not losing their TPs. So that leaves Red Bull. I don't think that B-Rad is going to lose his seat. It depends on how low down he goes in the constructors for sure, 100%. Who else is there? Kick. I don't know what the Kick TP's doing right now. He's doing all right? Oh wait, isn't it Peeper? Yeah, Peeper stepped back in. So I don't know. So personally, bro, it'd probably be Aston Martin because I bet you that's gonna be the only team that'll be open. But personally, I don't think he's going to be forced to retire. I don't think it's a good idea. I think he should continue racing for as long as he wants to until he wants to retire himself.
Yeah, well said by BP. I think that forced retirement from Lumpy would not be fair. It's arguable that there are some really good drivers on the grid, and whereas Plumpy does definitely destroy most of them on the grid, I think that it would be unfair. I mean, again, like you said, you could argue that Rockstar, if he wins this constructors, or I'm sorry, this drivers and constructors, he is technically better. But then again, it flip flops, so you can never really say who is a best driver in this league. Though him being a TP, I am very iffy about it. Whereas we know Aiden is definitely on that chopping block or about to be. There are some other TPs I'm unsure of. I mean, as we did say, you think that we thought that B-Rad may not get fired, but looking at his motivation at the team he had picked, it doesn't look confident for him right now. I can see Red Bull possibly losing their team principal. I mean, it really just depends on how the season goes. Though I do believe Bumpy would go to a top 4 team rather than a bottom 5 team. So we'll just have to see.
Mhm.
Well, I do
What
think
about you,
that
Katie?
forced retirement isn't a good option. I think something does need to change. Obviously, if a guy's gonna win 3 championships, like that might not be crazy in real life, but like in ERS, you want to see change. It feels like been on repeat. Ferrari wins everything, Plumpy wins everything. It would be nice to see something else, but I don't think forced retirement is the option. I think there is a way by bringing in faster drivers, as we've seen with the beginning of season 7. Right, we have Baja, iRacing Noob, racing his first full season. We have Just As, who is definitely not slow. Right, we've brought some of these faster guys in, and I think it's going to kind of circulate out to where Plumpy won't always be winning every race, as we've started to see here. Obviously, Ferrari is dominating, but we're seeing some guys kind of fight for podiums. I don't think Plumpy will be forced to retire, and I don't think he should be forced to retire, but I don't think it'll stay the same. I think there will definitely be some faster drivers that come in and basically have to beat him out, which is good for every league, right? It's how leagues grow, leagues get better. Um, and yeah, I don't see him going anywhere if he does retire. I don't see him going anywhere but Aston. Truly, the only other place is Red Bull if Burad beats himself up about not being P2, P3, right? I don't think Burad's gonna be on the podium, and that's okay, right? But I also could see Burad speeding himself up about that, maybe quitting. And if so, I think Plumpy would rather go to Red Bull.
Yeah, here's a question for you guys. If Rockstar retires, he calls it quits. He's the only guy that has ever beat Plumpy, and the only guy that's ever even come close to competing with him. iRacing was nowhere on Plumpy's level, respectfully. Neither is Damien. Rockstar is just there. If Rockstar retires, he walks out. You have nobody who can even challenge for the overall, basically. Let alone Plumpy, who's been sitting at 99, 97, over here winning every race, and only got stopping us Rockstar. Do we think if Rockstar calls it quits, he goes into just full focusing on TPing or just college or whatever he wants to do? Would Plumpy just start winning everything? Would Plumpy dominate the WDC? Should Plumpy then have to retire and
Okay.
follow Rockstar?
Okay, so that makes things interesting. Okay. Now, so personally, do I want to watch Pumpy win 10 world championships in a row? No. But I mean, dude, we have some pretty fast drivers in here now. Like, okay. So first of all, we have iRacing Noob. I mean, he's fast, but I don't. I mean, like, bro, I don't have to agree with Captain Nash. I don't think he's there yet. He still needs to develop. Damien, I feel like he could be there. He needs that motivation from the right TP to do that, and he just doesn't have that as of right now because he's just dipping down in performance, and all that jazz, right? You have Rez. Personally, I think Rez is on Pompey's level, 100%. But it's just the lag brings him down, and that's what it just like screws over his races. It screws over everything, and that's why he's not competing. Bert, he's old. Um, I mean, he's all right. I don't think that he really competed for a world championship. You have Fry. I mean, Fry. He has a pull, and he's proven that he's pretty darn fast. I mean, I've heard that he's been practicing Canada for 12 hours a like, bro, he's been grinding Canada. So I mean, Fry maybe in the future, possibly could compete with Plumpy. I do think. Hold on, who else is on here? We have Baja. He's fast, but do I think he can compete with Plumpy? No, he's been in a lot of incidents like that. So really, it would just be Rez and Plumpy, in my opinion. And but but it's even then, bro. Dude, Rez has to fix his Wi-Fi, and if that doesn't happen, Plumpy would be winning every single championship. And I mean, and it's like, bro, like, I don't know, bro. Like, I think at that point, you might have to just force retire Plumpy because I, bro, like, for like, you don't want Plumpy winning hundreds and hundreds of races in a row and there being no competition, and it just gets boring, and it's like a circle. It's like a life cycle. It just goes Plumpy, 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 and it's there's no change.
Yeah, I think obviously if Rockstar retires and Plumpy just starts steamrolling the grid, there's no way that change isn't going to be made. And obviously, fast drivers could obviously come in, but you aren't going to be able to circulate them in enough, fast enough if Rockstar isn't there fighting Plumpy. And I think it's only going to be a matter of time before the FIA kind of silently reaches out to him and is like, you need to retire.
I think it's just dependent on what happens. I can't say for sure whether or not who would go where or what would happen. It's left up to time, honestly.
Some lazy ass answers, but I like them, so it's okay. We'll accept them.
Excuse me, yeah.
We're getting to 35 minutes now, so I would say we should probably start wrapping.
Okay.
Oh, no, wait,
Anyways,
40 minutes.
not my time. Yeah, my time to wrap it up. I'm gonna ask for everybody's podium in qualifying and everybody's podium in the actual race. We're gonna start with Q, go over to Caden, then Bomb Plane, and then I'll finish it off. So Q, do you want to start qualifying and then
Yeah.
the race?
So for qualifying, my top three within the race, or sorry, top three within qualifying. Top three for Canada, I think it's gonna be number one, Rez. He's quick, he's fast, he knows what he's doing. Number two, I think it's gonna be Rockstar. Number three, I've got to put Plumpy up there. I don't know how well he'll do in the rain, or if there is rain, but you gotta hand it to him. He's Plumpers. He's going to deliver something. Whether it's good or not, it's really up to his driving. Though going to the top five within the race, I think that Rockstar will once again bring the win home. Starting from P2 in my predictions. Second will most likely be Plumpy. I think that he'll do just fine in the rain. I don't see him struggling much. P3, I can imagine Bert. Bert sneaking up there. We know how good he is in the rain. I can't imagine him not being on the podium. Four would be, of course, I gotta hand it. iRacing has done very well. While he does not like the rain, I do know he definitely likes Canada. And at five, I kind of throw a weird one in there because we saw his motivation. I think he could make it top five this race. I think he will be number five. I think Rez will drop P5 and not get what he wanted.
What about you, Bob Plug? What do you think the two podiums are going to turn out to be like?
All right. So for qualifying, it may be a little shocking. Okay, so at one, I do have Rez because Rez, he's just fast. He knows what he's doing. Just like you said, he's fast. He's probably the fastest like quali like times in the league for sure. Has the fastest of every quali time. I feel like. Now this may be a shock. Wait, actually, no, no. Okay, and then at P2, I'm gonna have Rockstar. I mean, like, bro, like, he always like manages to get up there in like top five, and I think he's gonna do good. And then at three, this may be a shock to some, probably not. I have Fry. Okay, I've heard Fry. Once again, he's been practicing hours and hours and hours on Canada, and I don't think those hours are gonna go to waste. I think he's gonna qualify into that top three. It could be a pole. There's a chance, but I just don't think that Rez is gonna let that slide twice. Okay. And then for the race for top five, okay, I'll go from one down. So at P1, I'll probably have Rockstar. I think Rockstar. I think he's just like way more like consistent, and he's just gonna win that race overall. At P2, uh, I'll probably take. I'm gonna say Bert. I mean, like, dude, it's Bert. He's fast in the rain, just like you said. He's blitzing in the rain. He's amazing. I do think that he would get P2. And then P3, this may be a little bit driver bias because he's my driver. I'm going to pick Rez. I don't think he fought down that much. But then again, he says he sucks at the rain, even though he's not even that bad at it. So, I mean, I think, personally, I have faith in my driver. I think he's going to get that podium. So I have faith in him with that. Then P4, I'm going to say MC. He's known for the P4 Merchant. He may not qualify high, but with a lot of safety cars probably in the race, there's always a chance for him to sneak up into that top 5, maybe get a podium. And it's raining, so it's his suit. It's his strong. He's strong in the rain. So I think he could have a chance at P4. And then P5 is going to be Fry. I don't think he'll fall down that much. It depends if he gets in an incident, which he's known to be very aggressive when driving. So I do think that he will still get in that top 5, though. That is my top 5. That's my first.
What about you, Cade? What do you think? And by the way, guys, I said podium
Or
in qualifying and the race. No,
yeah, I caught that. I
You did
think
top
Q
5. So I did.
Q kind of threw off bot lane. Yeah, I think that my top 3 for quali is going to be Rez, Mr. Quali Merchant at 1. I think Rockstar is going to be at 2, and Plumpy at 3. For my race podium, I think it's going to rain, and Bert is going to be on the charge at 3. For 2, I think it is going to be Plumpy, and at 1 is the big rock star.
Interesting. Okay, still double for our podium, pretty much. What I
As
heard amongst
usual.
everybody.
As usual.
Yeah. I'm about to say qualifying. It's gonna be Plumpy in P1. He's consistent. He's historically, like, I like to go based off stats, especially after the whole project I just worked on. Almost always gets pole. If he doesn't, he gets top 2. So I think he's gonna take pole here again. He's been practicing just as much as Fry has, and he's already a skill level above Fry. I think P2 goes to Rockstar, and 3. If it rains, I don't see Rez doing it. If it doesn't rain, Rez gets P3. So I'm gonna say Rez gets P3 for now, but you never truly know. However, for the race, I think Plumpy gets P1. I think Rockstar gets P2. I don't see Rockstar dive bombing Plumpy, and it's gonna be really, really hard to overtake if the rain starts to come down. And even if it doesn't start to come down, it's still really, really hard to overtake if you don't want to go for a dive bomb. I think P3 is up to anybody. I think Bert does sneak onto it though, because it will most likely rain during at least one session of the race. I think Red is gonna have to settle back for that P4. So that's my podium.
Thank you all for tuning into the ERS pre-race show for Canada. Obviously, it is going to be an exciting one to watch as we just spent 45 minutes talking about it. I'm not sure how long it'll be after cuts, but definitely going to be one to watch. You can tune in on Twitch at ERS F125 League for not only Canada, but every race of every season. Thank you all for watching.